Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stardom Review. I am your host, Andre C. Going solo this week. Melball's taking a week off, so I am here solo, going to break down some Stardom for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get into this pretty quick because it's going to be a shortened edition of Stardom Review, as usual, because I'm going to hammer through this and get this done because later night for me, so I'm going to get this done. We are here to talk the Stardom 5-star Grand Prix show from September 2nd. Before we get into that, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the great supporters we have here. I appreciate all of you, all the great support you give us, helping build this channel, and I cannot express how much I appreciate all of you. Please, if you can, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below because we want to hear from you. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video. Before we get into it, I want to talk here because myself and my co-host Melball, if you are in the Edmonton area or coming out to the Edmonton Fan Expo this coming weekend on September 15th, 16th, and 17th, myself and Melball will be doing a panel called Intro to Japanese Professional Wrestling, focusing on New Japan and Stardom, which we talk about. So we're gonna do a panel, talk to some people about Japanese wrestling, how they can get into it, and if you're watching this and you want to come out, come join us. It will be on Saturday, September 16th at 3 p.m. in the Anime Room. So please come hang out with us there and check out our show if you can. So that being said, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk some Stardom from September 2nd, 2023. From Fukuyama. I can't remember. I'll make fun of it at the end because Mayu Iwatani messed up the town. We kick it off. It starts out with Starlight Kid versus Thecla. High speed start for these two. No surprise there. Thecla catches Starlight Kid on the ropes, gets the inverted triangle. Thecla gets the camel clutch after attacking the back, and then it's like pulling on the ears of the mask. It was actually pretty funny. Starlight Kid gets the springboard cross and the running dropkick, follows it up with the standing moonsault for 2. They trade strikes at the center, and then Thecla unloads forearms, but Starlight Kid comes back and unloads forearms of her own. Thecla gets a beauty perfect plex for 2. She goes to the top, but Starlight Kid comes kind of over and like grabs her by the foot and chokes her up on top. Then she snapmares her off and gets the stretch muffler. But Thecla gets to the ropes pretty darn quickly. Starlight Kid misses the 619, and Thecla gets the hammerlock DDT, follows it up with a chicken wing, and she's like, get the chicken wing, and she's like pulling at the mask, and a little bit heelish there. Starlight Kid pushes the ref. They trade shots. Thecla hits the spear, and then a kick to the head for 2. Starlight Kid rolls through like a roll through, and then gets the dragon screw leg whip, and gets the Black Tiger leg kill, which is the stretch muffler with the inverted triangle, and Starlight Kid gets the tap out victory. Again, very great opener. High speed as you want, 8 minutes 28 seconds. All super high speed. Like these two are so familiar with each other. They both are so good. The chemistry is electric. I highly recommend this opener because again, it's just 2 high speed wrestlers just doing their absolute best high speed work, and I really, really enjoy these 2. Again, I will watch Thecla every time I can. This girl is an absolute dynamo. And same with Starlight Kid. Her offense is just second to none. Both of these ladies are insanely incredible. So highly recommend this opener. We move on to a tag team match. It's Tam Nakano and Yuna Mizumori from Cosmic Angels taking on Queen Quest's Lady Z and Miyu Amasaki. This is a quick one at 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Yuna and Miyu have a decent little back and forth at the start. Then Tam joins in Yuna. They double team Miyu, and then they do their Tam does a little pose, and Yuna does her pose. Tam gets a drop toe hold into the corner on Miyu, or Tam gets drop toe holded into the corner, and Miyu gets the handspring back elbow and the seated drop kick. Tam misses in the corner. She gets double booted by Queen's Quest, and Lady C hits a lariat for 2. Miyu hits the pendulum DDT on Tam, then C gets the choke slam, and it looks like Tam is out, but Yuna makes a save at the last possible second. Yuna hits the flying shoulder block, and Tam hits a backdrop driver to Lady C, but the pin gets broken up by Miyu. Lady C hits the big boot, but Tam gets the roundhouse kick and hits the violent shooting, which is the running knee to the face. And she picks up the victory in 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Again, fun little match. Not a lot to it, but a good little match. Really got to showcase Lady C and Miyu Amasaki in here. Again, just a fun little tag match. I quite enjoyed this one. Just a fun little tag match in the card. Again, quick little thing. If you want it, you can get in and out in 5 minutes. Pretty good. We move on to a 6-person tag match. It's Micah, May Sarah, and Suzu Suzuki taking on their frequent tag partner, Megan Bain, Hanako, and Momokogo. Micah and Suzu toss May into Bane to start the match, and she bounces off version. She's attacking, but Bane's not going down. The offense she gets in is just not affecting Bane. Bane gets the knees to the gut of May, then dropping her, then hits a fall away slam. Hanako gets tagged in. She gets the slams on to May, but the pin gets broken up. Suzu comes in. And her Momo's also in. She takes out Momo, knocks Hanako off the apron, tries to knock off Bane, but Bane doesn't want anything. So she gets hold of Suzu. Momo and Hanako try the double team on Suzu, but Suzu gets out and she drops them both with the double spear. Momo comes back. She fights back, gets Suzu on the ropes and hits the 619, tags in Hanako, who hits the lariat, and they torture rack in the lariat in the corner for 2. May knocks down Hanako, and Suzu gets the knee to the face in the ropes, and then the knee to the back of the head for 2. Micah is in with the lariat, and she eventually drops Hanako with the shoulder blocks, but has trouble trying the suplex, and Hanako fights out. And then Bane and Momo come in to attack Micah, and Hanako hits the suplex, but the pin does get broken up. Hanako gets the torture rack, but it's broken up, and Suzu and May hit dual kicks, but Suzu then goes off the ropes, and then inadvertently, I think because she had Hanako up top. I think she was supposed to come in and Spanish fly, Mike had her on her shoulder. She's supposed to Spanish fly Hanako off the shoulder, but then she inadvertently Spanish flies Micah, which is really weird. And then Hanako hits that big boot into the stomp that she does. I really like that onto Micah for 2. Bane gets in. She tosses May over the apron. Then she gets low bridged out, and May takes her out with a dive off the apron. Micah comes back from the big boot from Hanako and hits 2 lariats on Hanako for the 2 count. Then hits the Sazanka, which is the STO for the win. Big win for the trio of Micah, May Sarah, and Suzu Suzuki. I'm really liking this team up. These 3 are really, really good. And Bane has been in and out as these 3's other tag partner. It was interesting. Bane is not happy because her team got the loss after this one. But after the match, Micah and Suzu start fighting with each other, and then they end up fighting to the back. So it was just a weird little spot. And then as it gets to the back, and then May's the last one going, she just turns and goes and poses and then just goes to the ropes. It was just a weird little thing. I really did enjoy it though. Really, really enjoy it. Like I said, I'm really, really enjoying the trio, Suzu, Micah, and May. Their chemistry is absolutely phenomenal. They did announce the Goddess Tag League tournament, and Suzu and May are entering as a tag team. Micah is entering with Megan Bain. Again, I love that combo because I think the power and the men's power is going to be just a great tandem, and I really do hope to see them do well in that tournament. Absolutely, really do. Again, fun little match. Nothing really on the line here, but it's a good, solid match for everybody. Hanako was really getting a chance to shine here, and she did really, really well. We're gonna move on to the final match in the undercard. It's God's Eye, Konami and Siri versus God's Eye, Mariah and Saki Kashima. It's God's Eye imploding, ladies and gentlemen. Konami and Mariah have a great little roll around and each trying to gain position. Then they're each throwing strikes and each one's dodging. Again, really good start with those 2 because again, the technical prowess of the 2 of them was really, really good. Saki has to face off with Suri, and she's scared and she's trying to dodge and trying to tag out, but like there's no trying to get out. She keeps trying to get out, but no avail. The strikes and kick that Syria are loading are vicious. Konami comes in at one point, gets some vicious kicks and stomps Sasaki too. Suri tries the single leg crab, but Saki gets to the ropes really quickly. Then she gets the head scissors onto Suri and gets the boot in the ropes for 2. And then she tags in Mariah. Mariah gets in the repeated lariats in the corner, then hits the top rope drop kick to Suri for 2. Suri comes back, gets the STO for 2. Then tags in Konami. Konami and Mariah trade forearms. Konami unloads with a bunch of forearms, hit strikes, but Mariah gets the dragon screw leg whip, and then face buster. But then Konami gets the triangle in the ropes. Konami gets the Miramare in the center of the ring, but Mariah powers up and like stands up with her on her back, and then breaks it, and then hits an angle, breaks the hold in the corner, and then she gets the angle slam, but then she blocks the German, gets the backdrop driver, but Konami ends up dropping Mariah with the roundhouse kick, and both ladies are down. Again, the intensity between Mariah and Konami here was absolutely tremendous. These two, teammates, they're going to be facing off on the September 3rd show, which we will talk about later this week when my partner Melball comes back. They'll have the match for the Wonder of Stardom title. I am so excited to watch that one. I'll be getting to that in the next couple of days. But yeah, the intensity with these two was absolutely tremendous. And they're teammates, and they have this intensity between them. It's great. Saki comes in to attack Konami, hits the second rope stomp. Then for 2, then after a series of reversals, she gets this gets the suplex. Then Mariah comes in. They double team They double team Konami, and then Saki gets the top rope stomp for 2. Suri comes in, hits a code breaker. Konami gets the German on Saki for 2. Konami avoids the Kishikase, and she gets a head kick. Double roundhouse by Konami and Suri, and Konami gets the triangle answer, which is a modified armbar for the tap out victory on Saki. Okay. So, again, absolutely phenomenal match. Like, I loved, like I said, the intensity between Mariah and Konami throughout this was really good because, again, they're trying to sell the match on the following night. I really liked the intensity these two had, and it really sold me on what's coming up next for these two, because I think that match will be an absolutely tremendous barn burner. So Konami did get the mic after the match, and I need to do that. She said, "Hey, did you see that, Mariah? What I did today?" She said, "Everyone, tomorrow I will be the new white belt champion, and I will definitely come back full time." She says, "Look forward to it, never end." And that was a very small, concise speech, which I was very okay with. Again, really hyping up that white belt, that Wonder of Stardom title match on the September 3rd show, which we will be reviewing later this week. I am very excited to review that show with Melball. That should be coming out this coming Friday on the 15th. But again, absolutely tremendous match. Saki's keeping that role of she's scared of her mentor was really, really good. I really enjoyed the little back and forth there with her and Suri, and keeping it keeping her, showing her that she's not quite ready to stand up to her mentor yet, when she can get a little cheapy move here and there. So yeah, I really did like that. We move on into the 5-star Grand Prix matches. We start in the 5-star Grand Prix Blue Stars division. It is Utami Hayashishita versus Mariah. No, I don't know what's Mariah May. They get the intros, and then Mariah May brought out a white flower, so she presents it to Utami. And Utami's very happy to get the flower, but then May tries to kick her, but Utami catches the kick, and then she picks up May and slams her for 2. Again, great little. I really enjoyed the little start there of May kind of giving Utami back what she usually does, because she always gives us somebody a flower, and I really liked the little play there. Again, just little head games. I really liked it. Utami continues to attack May, but May ends up coming back, hitting the Barbie blade, and then gets these speed chops in the corner. May puts Utami up top, hits the Stratus Rana, and then gets the second rope dropkick for 2. Sidewalk slam by Utami gets 2. Then she applies the rear naked choke, but Mariah May does get to the ropes. Utami hits the forearms, but May gets the boot and gets Utami on her shoulders. But Utami slips out, hits the German, but May comes back and hits a German of her own, and both ladies are down. They're both on their knees, trading strikes, and they fight to their feet, continuing to trade strikes, and they're each hitting each other. And then they start hitting each other in the ropes, and then May low bridges Utami over, but Utami stops the sunset flip bomb off the apron. And then she hits a sliding lariat while she stays on the apron while sliding lariating May on the floor. Back of the ring, Utami gets a lariat on the ropes and gets a sliding lariat for 2. May fights back with strikes and hits the tornado DDT out of the corner, then goes to the top but gets cut off by Mariah May. May goes up to the top. His tornado DDT goes up to the top in the but she gets cut off. But May fights back, gets the sunset flip all over Utami into the ring and hits the powerbomb to Utami and gets 2. Mariah May gets the standing butterfly lock on Utami, but Utami runs her into the corner. But May ends up getting a running boot to Utami, but then Utami comes back and hits a lariat. Utami gets her up on the shoulders, but May slips off the shoulders and gets the Once Upon a Time roll up for 2. Utami stops the backdrop driver, hits the air raid crash, but only gets 2. Utami gets Mariah May up, hits the torture rack bomb, and Utami gets the win. Again, absolutely tremendous match. I'm a big fan of Mariah May. I have not hidden that, but like Utami Hayashishita is arguably one of the best wrestlers in this company. She's so good, so smooth, and I love the little back and forth at the beginning with the flower, and then Utami draws back into it after the match where she gets the flower, presents this to May, but then slaps her with the flower and just like gives her a kick, and Mariah May is just offended by that. Again, I loved these two. I thought their chemistry in the ring was absolutely phenomenal. I think Mariah May has been able to have wonderful chemistry with pretty much everyone she's been in there with, and I really, really enjoyed that. So again, absolutely tremendous match here from these two to open up the 5-star Grand Prix matches of the night. Again, it's just both these two are such tremendous workers that I'm really looking forward to what continues with these two, because I'd love to see them mix it up again down the road. I know Mariah May will not be in the Goddess Stardom Tag Tournament. I'm a little bit disappointed by that because Mina Shirakawa is entering with Wakasukiyama. So I'm hoping this doesn't mean. I hope this doesn't mean May's leaving the company, because I don't want her to come to. As much as I would love to see her on North American TV, I don't want her to, because I love seeing her in Stardom. But again, both these two just absolutely tremendous match. Highly recommend. I'm going to highly recommend all 4 5-star matches on the show, because this was a top to bottom for great show for the 5-star Grand Prix matches. For the next match, it's Azumi versus Mina Shirakawa. Fast start with both reversing each other till Mina ends up getting a head kick, but then Azumi comes back with a head scissors and gets the drop kick. Mina gets shoved over the top rope, like she gets kind of put on top and shoved over, and then gets kicked to the floor by Azumi, and Azumi gets the soccer ball kick off the apron. And then she gets Mina, sends her back in, and gets the top rope dropkick into the ring, and then gets the double arm bar, but Mina does fight to the ropes. But then Azumi drop kicks the rope, or drop skips the arm while she's holding on to the ropes, and then she stomps on it. Azumi goes to the top, but gets cut off, and Mina fights with her up top. But she knocks her into the Tree of Woe, but Azumi misses the Tree of Woe stomp, and Mina hits the dropkick off the second rope. She starts to attack the knee, damaging it, picking her up and dropping her down on her knee. But then she goes for the figure 4, but gets rolled up for 2. But Mina kicks out and then gets to the figure four, and Azumi does get to the ropes pretty darn quickly. Mina gets the Azumi up, but Azumi on her shoulders, like electric chair style, but Azumi gets the Hurricane Rana out, but Mina comes back with a spinning forearm. Then Azumi hits the head kick, and they both go down. Mina unloads strikes, but Azumi gets a suplex, hits the buzzsaw kick. Azumi goes to the top, hits the top rope stomp, but only gets 2. Mina stops La Magistral, gets the figure 4 leg screw out of the ropes, and then gets the electric chair twisting slam. Then applies the figure 4 again. And as Azumi's getting to the rope, she rolls her back to the middle. Then she gets close to the ropes again. She rolls her back to the middle again. But then Azumi eventually does get to the ropes. Mina stomps the knee, goes for the glamorous driver, but then Azumi gets out and gets the Azumi sushi for 2. Azumi gets La Magistral into the roll up, and then they trade a bunch of pinfalls. In the end, Azumi gets Azumi sushi, and she gets the win. Again, like, these women had such good chemistry. I thought both these two had an absolutely tremendous match here. Mina and Azumi, like, Mina very much could hang in the high speed division. I think both these two are just absolutely tremendous here. Their back and forth was absolutely perfection. So and again, I'll say this, I was a little disappointed Mina Shirakawa didn't get the win. I'm a big Mina Shirakawa fan, but Azumi getting the win again keeps the block very, very even. The Blue Stars, I'm going to talk about this after, but it's like, we don't know who is going to come out of this one because it's so close. It's so close. And Azumi getting this win puts her in tied with Mina and a bunch of other people. It's crazy how close this division is. We move on. It's Momo Watanabe versus Julia. Oh man, I did not have the words in me. I'm the only one talking, so I haven't been able to take a break yet on this show. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take a sip of water. And I'm back. Momo attacks Julia during the entrance, knocking her off the apron. Momo throws Julia into the chairs, then chokes her with one of the chairs before returning her to the ring. The match was started when they were on the floor. Momo stretches her in the ropes before pulling her down and getting a 1 count. Julia fights back, but Momo unloads a chest kick, dropping her, and chokes Julia with her leg. Momo tosses her to the floor, then gets the bat, hits her across the back, and smacking her with the bat. Julia then gets like a fan sign, and she's like, it's like with a stick, and she's like blocking the shots from the bat, but the stick is knocked out of her hands. But she does take Momo down, and she gets the bat and unloads on Momo with the bat, just cracking her with it. They end up back in the ring, and then they're trading shots at the center of the ring. Then Momo unloads the kicks, but Julia catches one, suplexes Momo over her head. Julia drop kicks Momo into the corner, but misses. But misses, and Momo drop kicks her back into the corner. And then she gets the hesitation drop kick in the corner. Momo puts her on the ropes, kicks her to the floor. Julia reverses the whip to the post into an octopus lock, but Momo reverses that into a dude buster for 2. Back in the ring, Momo hits the Meteora off the second rope, then goes back up, hits the top rope Meteora. She then applies a choke, then hits the Peach Thunder, which is the dude buster in the front, but she only gets 2. Julia gets the pump handle backdrop suplex, and they're both down. Julia hits the forearm, but Momo catches the knee, gets the half and half suplex for 2, but Julia reverses her, gets the roll up for 2. Julia hits a running kick, then the knee to the face, and then the Falcon Arrow for 2. Momo fights out of a hold, gets the roundhouse kick, but Julia gets the backdrop driver, then hits the Northern Lights bomb for the win. These two had an absolutely tremendous match. Momo Watanabe, I think every time I watch her, it just gets better and better and better for me. Her style works so well. Her kicks are absolutely lethal. Her and Julia had such great chemistry here. They both work so well. Each knowing to catch the other's kicks and reverse the other and block the other strikes. It was a really good match here. both these two just tremendous. Julia looking really strong, and I think they're trying to build her out looking like she could go to the finals here and win this. But again, it's anybody's game in this Blue Stars division. Like even with this loss, Momo's not out. She's only 1 point behind Julia. It's still wide open. There's still like 2.5, 3 weeks of this tournament left. It's still wide open for some people in the blue block. Blue Stars division. It's going to be crazy. I'm looking forward to what's coming at the end of this because like it's going to be interesting what happens in this Blue Star. And I'll admit, I would look to see Julia win this. Win it again, go on, win the World of Stardom title in December 29th. It'd be a triple champion with the strong and the artist belts. I would be absolutely elated if that happened, but I live in the real world. But that's what I want to happen. We're gonna move on to the main event of the evening. It's a Mayu Iwatani versus Ami Sorei. Ami attacks immediately, drops Mayu in the corner. Then she gets the Boston Crab. But Mayu does get to the ropes. Mayu gets the head scissors and a drop kick. Ami gets the chops into the corner, does the speed chops in the corner, then follows it up with a slam for 2. Ami places Mayu across the corner and hits a splash to the midsection, and she gets another 2. Mayu dodges in the corner, rolls her through, hits the drop kick, then another drop kick into the ropes, sending Ami to the floor, and she hits a tope suicida to Ami on the floor. Mayu back in the ring. Mayu goes to the top rope and he hits a drop kick for 2. Ami stops the German, hits the spin out forearm, and then they trade shots back and forth. And Ami unloads on Mayu, but Mayu gets the sling blade. But Ami comes back with the suplex for 2. Ami gets the torture rack. She then places her upside down in the corner. Hits the splash to the back, and then gets the stack pin for 2, then transitions into the high angle Boston Crab, but Mayu does eventually get to the ropes. Mayu rolls up Ami for 2, but Ami comes back with the lariat, then hits the blue Thunder Bomb for 2. Mayu hits the super kick and the crucifix bomb for 2, then hits the head kick. Mayu goes to the top, misses the moonsault, then Ami hits a lariat and hits a spin out brainbuster for 2. Mayu comes back, hits the Hurricane Rana style roll up into the roll up, and gets the win out of nowhere. Kind of stealing this one because like Ami was kind of on a roll, and Mayu hit that like head Dragon Rana Hurricane Rana head scissors into roll up into the pin and just kind of got this win because Ami was looking like she was ready to triumph here, and Mayu picks up the win. Not surprising because Ami is the younger of the two, and the less experienced of the two. Mayu is the IWGP Women's Champion. Again, there's differing factors here, but I really thought this was a strong main event. Ami really stepping up and out of being this tag team wrestler into being this really high end single star that I'm really, really enjoying. Mayu Iwatani, great as ever. Absolutely tremendous charisma. This girl is bar none one of the best in the ring. Absolutely phenomenal. I love these two. They did such a great job. Definitely main event worthy, and these two just killed it. I'm gonna get to the points here. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go through it quickly. Red Stars, you got Tam Nakano with 5, Mayu Iwatani with 7, Hazuki with 2, Natsuko with 9, Suri with 5, Ami Sorei with 4, Natsuko Tora with 12, Starlight Kid with 4, and Suzuki with 4. I think the only people really left in this tournament are Natsupoi and Natsuko Tora. I don't think anybody else can really make the march to get into point contention. Not with Natsuko Tora at 12. It's crazy. It's going to all come down to that final day. It's going to be interesting to see if they do the upset on Tora to give Natsupoi her berth into the finals, or are they going to have Natsuko Tora look like a beast, go in with 14 points, and just I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see which one of those two gets in, but it's kind of obvious it's down to those two. Now, over in the Blue Stars division, we have Hanan with 2. We have Maika with 5. Then we have Utami Hayashishita, Azumi, Mirai, Mina Shirakawa, Mariah May, Mama Watanabe, and Siriano with 6. And then we have Julia on top of 7. Again, the only person I look at is Hanan is the only person eliminated from this block. Every single other person in this block, especially like I think it's Julia, especially not Julia, Micah only has had 4 matches over. She got 5 points. She has the best path in front of her to go and win some matches. Like you look at Mariah May. She's had 6 matches so far. She has the least option. She only has 3 matches left, but again, she still has the chance. Everybody has a shot here. They're still so close, and there's 9 matches, and everybody's usually most of them are around 6 to 7, except for Micah, who's only had 4. But like it's anybody's game in this block. It's wide open. You could see somebody come back. Like you could see a Micah possibly taking this. You could see an Azumi. Like you don't know. It could be Momo Tanabe. It could be Seriano. We don't know, but I absolutely love seeing that and what the possibilities could be on who could take this block. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another episode of Stardom Review. I appreciate all of you for joining us here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video. Ding dong, hello. I gotta do that because my girl's not here. Before we get out of here, I want to talk to you about a couple things. Before we get out of here, you can find myself on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at that Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook right up here at Andre and Balbal Wrestling Talk. You can find me whenever I appear randomly on whatever I do, and all our great friends over at Our Local Establishment at twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment, on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast, and over on youtube.com/Our Local Establishment. Lots of great content over there. We have Melball dropping her Paramindful show usually every second Monday over there, and lots of great other content on there. Was it Taking Over on Tuesdays, and Busting Out on Sundays. Lots of great content over there, and I highly recommend you check them out. My good friends over there, but also want you to check out my good friend Mike the Ref right over here at Backbreaker Video. You might be watching us on Backbreaker Video. I appreciate that. If you can, go check out Andre Melville Wrestling Talk on YouTube, and if you're not there, go check out Backbreaker Video. Lots of great wrestling content, lots of great Alberta wrestling history sitting on that channel. Mike the Ref has years and years and years of wrestling content up there from the last about 8-9 years up there. Just absolutely great content. I highly recommend checking that out at youtube.com/@backbreakervideo. If you want to see all of Mike's live content, you can check him out at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, where you can find him every Wednesday doing his AEW Dynamite watch along. You can check him out doing all his great gaming content over there. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. And then you can check the replay of all the great gaming content over at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Miss Kayla J. Check them out over there. And lastly, I want to shout out our girl, Miss Asher Bizarro, youtube.com/@Asher Bizarro. She has so much great content coming out over there. Ladies Wrestling Showcase every couple Fridays every second Friday, usually with my girl Melball. So please check that out. Lots of great content going on Asher Bizarro's channel, youtube.com/@Asher Bizarro. Excuse me. But, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to an end. I want to thank all of you. And again, like I said, if you are in Edmonton or in Alberta, or coming into the Edmonton Expo from outside of Alberta, or wherever the heck you're coming from, please come join us Saturday, 3 o'clock in the Anime Room for intro to Japanese wrestling, New Japan, and Stardom. We'll be able to be talking a little bit about the other companies, but we're going to be focusing mainly on what we cover. It's going to be me and Balbal on stage talking to people for about 45 minutes. They're saying the panels can be any longer than that. So please, and thank you. We're going to be doing that. So I really appreciate if you can if I have some tweets out there about it. If you're out there, share the tweets. I could really appreciate it. Or if you're coming out, please come and join us. We'd love to meet some of you if you are coming to the Edmonton Fan Expo. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for another great and wonderful show. As my Melball would say, mwah.